Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we will be talking about the books that I'm planning to read in the month of June. I can't believe that June is already here. It seems like yesterday was the New Year's Eve. However, we are now in the summer. This month I'm thinking of reading a little bit of miscellaneous books. I don't think that I will be participating in any of the readathons, but I'm a Libra. I can always change my mind in the middle of the month, so it's possible. However, I have a few books that I would like to pick up, but because honestly I'm a little bit more of a mood reader and my TBR can change. However, at least I will have few books to choose from. First book that I'm planning to read in the month of June, I already started, to be honest. It's the 30th of May, but I'm pretty sure I won't be finishing this book today or tomorrow. This book is the one from my challenge that I created for myself because I like challenges, and that challenge is to read 12 of my oldest books that I have on my shelf, and if I won't read any of those books, then they will be going. So the one that I'm talking about is The Peach Keeper by Sarah Addison Allen, and in this book we have Willa Jackson and we have Paxton Osgood, and those two women live in a small town. Both of their families are somehow connected. One would like to go away from that little city and just forget that they owned a house on the top of the ridge, and Paxton Osgood, she's interested in that house. It sounds a little bit complicated, to be honest, but I think there will be magic involved because I'm on the page 18 already, and there's already been hints to the witchcraft or a little bit of a ghosts or something like that. So I'm extremely interested in this book and hopefully it will be good. Another book that I will be listening this time in the month of May is by Agatha Christie, Mrs. McGinty's Dead, and of course it's a book about the famous Hercule Poirot. And in this book we have Mrs. McGinty. She died from a huge blow to her head, and of course the blame goes right to her shifty lodger because he has blood on his clothes and so on. However, something is amiss and he doesn't seem like a murderer, so now Hercule Poirot will try to find out the real killer. The third one is Safety in Numbers by Sophie Penhallowan, and this is a ARC copy that I've got on the NetGalley from the publishers, and I think it's time that I will pick that book up. And of course I already started it, and I will keep my opinions to the end of the month. However, in this book we have a girl, Serafina. She's extremely good in math and she's extremely good with numbers. However, after an horrible accident, she now developed a disability. Sometimes it's very hard for her to speak. She loses the words and she can't articulate the words. So now she lives in a very small bubble she created for herself because she doesn't want anyone else to know about her disability. She doesn't want any pity. However, she really wants to have the lab assistant position in one of the corporations, and there we meet the Milo. He is the CEO of that corporation. He's the one who is trying to find an assistant. He's very combative, he's very strict, he's a snarky one, and he's not very likable of his co-workers. However, when those two meet, there's a little bit of a sparks, and I think it's clear that it will be a romance, and hopefully it will be quite good and summery book. Another one is also from my challenge to read those 12 oldest books that I have, and this one is very popular. It is by one of my favorite authors. It's a Norwegian edition, En mann ved navn Ove by Fredrik Backman. And the original title, not original title, but the English, it will be, I think, The Man Called Ove or something like that. And I already watched a movie, that's why I haven't read this book yet, because usually I like to read book first and then see the movie. But nonetheless, I want to read it because it's by Fredrik Backman. I read everything he wrote. He can write on a he can write his shopping list, and I will read it. So in this book we have Ove. He's 59 years old. However, in the movie he's portrayed a little bit older, around 70s. However, here in the book he's 59. And he is a very sad, very angry, very lonely man, and he's the one who will always go to the shop manager and complain about everything. And so after some time he gets new neighbors, and I think he will try to complain about them at first, but after some time they will become friends or something like that. At least that was how it was portrayed in the movie, and hopefully the book will be even better than the movie, because I love the movie. Everyone should watch it. Yeah, so that's my book number 5, I think. And now I will have a little guest here. It's my son Lucas, and we will talk about a book number 6 that I will be trying to read. It's also on my NetGalley.
Jeg skal stelle støy. Man skal stelle støy, og jeg har plansjer, og jeg har t-shirt, masse t-shirt, og jeg har sukkes. Turn all the t-shirt.
So that was a small introduction to the book that I will be trying to read next, and this one will be by Sonora Jiha. It's How to Raise a Feminist Son, and I think the title says it's all. This book is about mother and son relationship. It's the story about, I think, the author, and she's a feminist and she wants to change the world, and just for a world to be a better place, and how raising her son can help just a little bit. And because I have a son, like you have seen, so I think this book will be just perfect for me. Another one that I will be listening also, if you can hear the noise in the background, I'm sorry for that, but my family is at home and I can't do anything about that, so bear with me. There's only a few books left for me to talk about. So I think now I will read the description, because it's a little bit it will be a little bit hard for me to describe it. So I'm talking about a book, The Wife Upstairs by Rachel Hawkins. I think she's now became a very popular author recently, and yeah, I heard a lot of good and not so good things about her writing, so it will be interesting to read this book. But in this book we meet Jane. Newly arrived to Birmingham, Alabama, Jane is broke dog walker in Thornfield Estates, a gated community full of McMansions, shiny SUVs, and bored housewives. The kind of place where no one will notice if Jane lifts the discarded jewelry off the side of the table of her well-heeled clients, where no one will think to ask if Jane is her real name. But her luck changes when she meets Eddie Rochester. Recently widowed Eddie is Thornfield Estate's most mysterious resident. His wife Bea drowned in a boating accident with her best friend, their bodies lost to the deep. Jane can't help but see an opportunity in Eddie. Not only is he rich, brooding and handsome, he could also offer her the kind of protection she's always yearned for. Yet, as Jane and Eddie fall for each other, Jane is increasingly haunted by the legend of Bea and ambitious beauty with rags to riches origin story, who launched a wildly successful Southern lifestyle brand. How can she, plain Jane, ever measure up? And can she win Eddie's heart before her past, or his catches up to her? Sounds very interesting to me, to be honest. It doesn't have very high rating on Goodreads, but I've noticed that usually if a book is very popular and has a very huge high rating, usually I don't like that book. But if a book has a lower rating, it's an opposite for me, then usually I love that book. So fingers crossed I will like this one. Also we have another one, also an Norwegian edition. It's Sølvstjernen by Janet Walls. The original title is The Silver Star, and in this book we have, the year is 1970s, and we have Bean Holiday. She's 12 years old. She has a little sister, and their mother is quite an interesting person. She is keen to adventures, and I think one day she just leaves her daughters, leaves some money for them, and just drives away. And I'm not sure, but I think someone will notice that their mother is a miss, and they will contact the uncle of Bean, and now they will go to live with him in, where they live with, in Virginia. And I think there will be a lot of adventures and a lot of discoveries, maybe connect with family secrets and so on. I think it's quite short and little book, so hopefully I will like it. And the last finally book that I will be talking about today is by a very popular historical romance author book. However, this will be not a historical romance, it's in contemporary romance. It's Goodnight, Sweetheart, and I think this book is almost told only by tweets. I think there will be tweets between two characters, and I think they I'm guessing they will meet, and after some time, and maybe there will be some romance, or maybe not, we will see. But because it is a very interesting format, like I said, it's a book of tweets, so hopefully I will fly through it and it won't take a lot of time. By the way, this one was this book was chosen for me by Lucas. So that was all the books that I will try to read in the month of June. We will see if there will be some changes. We will see, maybe I will read all of them, maybe I won't read any of them. Life will show us, but at least for now I have some books to choose from. So hopefully you liked this video and will give a thumbs up. Consider subscribing for my channel. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!